Hello friends, welcome by Meena, Assistant Professor English from Government College चंदेरी तेलंगाना। आपका हमारे YouTube चैनल में हार्दिक अभिनंदन है। आज पढ़ेंगे अपन डॉक्टर बाय नाथेनियल हैवथॉर्ने हाइडेगर एक्सपेरिमेंट की शेष स्टोरी। देखिए, Nathaniel Hawthorne was born on July 1804 and died 19 May 1864. Was American novelist, dark romantic and short story writer. His works often focus on history, morality and religion. We have read about Nathaniel Hawthorne biodata and biography and works. We shall read the next story today. Dr. Heidegger's study, where the friends are gathered, is a dusty place full of countless curiosities among which are human skeleton, a portrait of Dr. Heidegger's long dead fantasy, a bust of Hippocrates. An enchanted mirror that is rumored to contain the soul of all Dr. Heidegger's dead passion. And a mysterious magic book. Dr. Heidegger removes the book and takes a bracelet watch from its page, explaining that his fancy Sylvia Ward gave it to him 50 years before, and he had intended to wear it at their wedding. But Sylvia had died on the eve of their wedding. Dr. Heidegger placed the rose in a vase at the center of the table around which they are gathered, and slowly it comes back to life until it looks as though it has just bloomed. His friends think it is a deception, but Dr. Heidegger explains that the water in the vase is from the fabled fountain of youth, which was sought after by Ponce de Leon for so long. He then invited his skeptical friends to drink as much of the liquid as they pleased. Before the four friends drink their glasses, Dr. Heidegger advises them that perhaps they should draw out a few general rules for themselves, since they are about to journey for the second time through the worlds of youth, and perhaps they could benefit from the wisdom of old age. But the friends laughed for Dr. Heidegger's warning and gulped down the water. See, see next paragraph. Almost immediately they began to see somehow revitalized their spirits, lifted the water restored life and color to their aged bodies, and seems to smooth away of their wrinkles. Skeptic quickly vanishing, they asked for more, and Dr. Heidegger obliged filling their glasses. See the next story. With the second class, the group has reached middle age again, and they seem somewhat drunk. Colonial Killigrew remarked that Widow Wycherley is an attractive woman again. She rushed to the mirror to check. Mr. Gascoigne begins talking politics, though it is unclear exactly what he is saying or what year he thinks it is. Colonel Killigrew busies himself by singing a drinking song and obliging Widow by Charlie. Mr. Madwan sets about hatching a half-baked, far-fetched business scheme. Interested by the water's effect, the group asks for another glass to be poured. See the next paragraph. Now they are in the prime of their youth, and they mock Dr. Heidegger's sickly and descript appearance, as well as their own old-fashioned clothing, as if they have forgotten that they themselves were moments prior, also old and infirm. The widow invites Dr. Heidegger to dance with her, but he explains he is too old. The other three men argue over who will be her dance partner, each of them placing a hand on her and struggling amongst themselves. The narrator remarks that it is said that the mirror on the wall reflected three sickly old men fighting over the body of a withered old woman, rather than the four of them in their youthful prime, and their fighting the knot over the table. Spilling the vase full of water, the water touches a butterfly on the verge of death, which springs back life and lands on the white-haired head of Dr. Heidegger. Next paragraph. Dr. Heidegger calls for an end to Dr. Heidegger calls for an end to the chaotic fighting, and it is as if Father Time himself were calling them back from their sunny youth. The four friends retake their places around the table. Dr. Heidegger exclaimed that his rose was wilted again, but reflects that he loved it just as much as when it was freshly blossomed. In the next instant, the four friends notice that they too seem to be again with every moment that passes. Soon they are back to normal, and the widow remarks that if she cannot be beautiful, she had rather be dead. Dr. Heidegger remarks that watching his friends' behavior has confirmed for him that he would never drink from the fountain of youth, even if it gushed at the doorstep and its effect lasted for years. His friends, however, feel otherwise. They decide to travel to Florida, where the fountain of youth is entering from it morning, day, and night. Now, this story is finished.